Namaste, everyone. Let's start. So, our today's topic is insomnia. While we talk about insomnia today, I would like to also ask us to just send your messages on the chat so I can understand whether it's insomnia or whether it's just that we sleep late and we wake up late, because the solutions might be a little bit different. Okay, so just think of that and let's close our eyes. Connect the tongue to the palate. Inhale slowly, exhale slowly. Let us pray. Let us invoke to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. We thank you for your priceless blessings, for divine light, divine love, divine guidance. Thank you for the inner strength to practice regularly. Thank you for your divine help and protection, for illumination, abundance, and prosperity. We thank you. Let's do the soul affirmation. I am that I am. I am not the body. Sometimes my body doesn't sleep, but I am not my body. I am not my emotions either. I am the soul. The emotions are products of the soul. My emotional body does not need rest. I can use my emotional body to travel when the physical body is asleep. I am not the emotions. I am not the thought. The thoughts and emotions are products of the soul. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am one with my higher soul. I am that I am. I am one with the divine spark within me. I am a child of God. I am connected with God. I am one with God, and I am one with all. Okay. So, insomnia. Um, so, for those of us who are pranic healers, I'm sure you're aware that there are a couple of insomnia protocols that have been given by Master Choa. This is to help solve insomnia problems. So one of the questions that I asked is that, is it insomnia as in one cannot sleep? And, or is it insomnia as in like, I'm awake till late and therefore I wake up late? So these are two different things. Sleeping late and waking up late is not insomnia. That is just our lifestyle. Okay. Insomnia is when you can't sleep for days and days and days and days, or you sleep very little for many days. Okay, so that is insomnia. So I think the problem, from what I understand, what most people have written, is it's more about sleeping late and waking up late. So I guess the question is, we need to figure out what is the motivation for us to get up late. Okay, so why do we want to get up late? Or the other way. So, if you're sleeping, let's say at 2 o'clock at night and waking up at 10 o'clock, that's about 8 hours of sleep. That's normal, right? But if you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and sleep at 8 o'clock in the evening, is that the schedule you want? What is it that you want? Okay. Now, assuming that it is insomnia, because some people have written about insomnia as well. So one thing about insomnia I would like to say is that for a lot of us, we consume caffeine right before we sleep, in the sense that we have our tea at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Now we need to be aware that the caffeine that is there in the tea or the coffee is going to have an effect for at least 4 to 6 hours in the body, which means that if we are having a evening tea at 6 o'clock, that means till about 12, there's very little chance that you'll be able to properly sleep. Okay. For some of us, we also eat our dinner very late. So if we eat dinner at 9 p.m., the body takes at least 4 hours to 6 hours to digest the food. So that means if we eat at 9 p.m., that means till about 1 or 2 o'clock, the body cannot sleep. Why can the body not sleep? The body cannot sleep because the body is processing the food. Now, one thing that we need to be aware of is that the soul does not need sleep. It is the body that requires the rest. So if what we are doing is we are trying to rest, but the body is awake because the body has work to do in terms of the food that we ate or to process the caffeine that we drank, then it is difficult for the body to fall asleep because it has work to do. And if we happen to fall asleep before the body has processed the food, kind of slowing down the body, then what will tend to happen is that we will end up with a lot of gas problems, because then the food is just kind of sitting there, and because the body is not actively being able to work on it, it will cause gas, indigestion, constipation, and other problems in the morning. Okay, so if you really want to improve your schedule, what I would suggest is start changing it 15 minutes at a time, which means that if you're normally sleeping at 2 a.m., then maybe by about 1:30 a.m., start to close your devices. Okay, your computer, your phone, iPad, all of that off. Just turn it off. Okay, there is a prayer called the Lord's Prayer, which we teach in the Lord's Prayer workshop in pranic healing. You can just say the prayer before you sleep because it'll help you to leave the body and to travel. The other thing is that you can make your sleep more exciting. Okay, this is the part that I like best, is that when we sleep, we can actually go anywhere that we want to go. We can meet anyone who we want to meet. So let's say, for example, you want to know more about something, you can just, before we sleep, we can just tell ourselves, tell our body, please sleep, take rest. I am going to travel in the astral world, and I am going to go and meet whoever you want to meet, whatever you want to learn. You can just travel to the astral world and do that. Okay. Now, we've talked about this before, but in the context of insomnia, we'll talk about it again. When we sleep, we leave a certain portion of our consciousness in the physical body and we actually travel to the astral world. Now, in the astral world, we are going to meet other people who are also sleeping physically, and they're all there in the astral world. So about 1/3 of the population is always in the astral world. Apart from that, the astral world also has other beings, like people who are waiting to reincarnate, other peoples that just don't have bodies and are just kind of waiting there for some reason or the other. And again, if you want to know more about this, you'll have to read some books by Arthur Powell. So basically, insomnia is the inability for the body to fall asleep. So let's talk about the physical causes. The physical causes are if we drink coffee, if we wake up late, if we eat too late, there's going to be insomnia problems. The other thing to keep in mind is that so let's talk about the solutions, right? So the solutions are that since we're all doing meditation here regularly, sometimes what happens is that when there is an energy downpour and we don't release the excess energy, then we can also have insomnia. So often I tell people who report insomnia is that just be aware of your feet, sit up in your bed or wherever you are, or even if you're lying down, I guess it's okay, I'm not sure. But I would prefer if you were to sit in your bed and just ground yourself. Visualize, roots of light coming out from your body and blessing Mother Earth. Okay. Now, of course, you can do healing, but when you do healing, you'll just be removing the energy. I'm just trying to say, if you already have the energy, let's use it for something useful, right? One thing is definitely useful is to improve our karma. How do we improve our karma? By blessing the earth. Okay. So you can sit down for a few minutes and just visualize that all the excess energy in your body that is preventing you from sleeping is going deep down to Mother Earth. Okay, this is a very powerful, useful technique, and it's great because it solves the insomnia problem. It improves the karma because we have blessed Mother Earth, and and it's just beautiful. You're just like rooting yourself to Mother Earth. Okay. Now, what else we want to talk about? Yeah, if you are really not able to sleep even after rooting, then one of the things that I've also seen is that I just use the excess energy to energize my wishes. So if I've written down my wishes, then I'll just kind of raise my hands in blessing position and I will just bless all my wishes. So, the excess energy, instead of sending it here and there or turning in bed and, wasting it, just like, bless your wishes. So just raise your hands in blessing position and just pour the excess energy into your wishes, okay, into the materialization of your wishes. If you've done Kriya Shakti, then you know how to do that also. But for those of us who have not done Kriya Shakti, we can still do it, okay? So just raise your hands in blessing position and bless. What else can we do? One more thing to be aware of in insomnia is the moon. Okay, in the new moon and the full moon, there will be a change of cycle. Often I have seen that during the new moon, I'm not able to sleep. I don't need to sleep for more than 4 hours a night. But other days I need more than that. So, one thing that I've noticed is that if I just keep a track of my own body, so let's say, for example, I'm sleeping at so and so time, waking up at so and so time, and I just look at it over a few months or something like that, then we get an idea of how our body functions. Okay. I think it's a misnomer that everybody follows the same schedule. Everybody does not follow the same schedule. Everyone does not need the same amount of sleep. So it's just a matter of deciding how you want to live your life. Okay. I know a lot of people who, when they don't find time to study or, read a book peacefully during the day when, family is around and everything, then you just open up a book and you read, you read your books at night, right? So it's very simple. All you need to do is get a small book light or something like that. I mean, I'll just show you if I can find mine. Maybe I'll show you afterwards. I have this small book light and it's really tiny, so it doesn't disturb my husband. And it's like a small book light, and you just put it on the book and you read it. And you can read. So there are many options in terms of insomnia. So one thing that I also feel is, A, do you want to change your schedule? Or B, are you really insomniac? So I think we've provided solutions for both. If you have any other specific questions, then you can just type them on the chat box and we'll try to answer them. Yeah, sleep late, wake up late. Check your caffeine intake, really. Check your caffeine intake and your food intake. Try and avoid caffeine after 4 o'clock if you want to sleep by 10 o'clock. In general, okay, your body may be different. I know some people who like to go out for a late night coffee and then they still fall asleep. So if you're one of those people, fine, then you don't have an insomnia problem. But for me, instead of struggling with insomnia, which I used to have at some point, and even occasionally now, if I have insomnia on a particular day, I'll just get up and do something with the extra energy that God has provided. Yeah. Okay. So one question is, can we do service when we sleep? Yes, of course you can do service when you sleep. You can program your body. So when you go to sleep, you can just tell your body that I'm going to sleep and I'm going to go and do service. So I'm going to go and heal people in the astral world when the body is resting, because the soul and the astral body doesn't require rest. The physical body requires rest. Okay, so take your astral body and go to the astral world, and you can heal people and you can heal other people also. Now, somebody apparently asked Master Hector, and again, if I'm misquoting, I'm sorry, but what I understood is that somebody asked Master Hector, can we charge for healings that we do when we sleep? And Master Hector said, you can take the payment also in the astral world. So, so it's not like you can say, "Oh, I healed you in my sleep, and now you can pay me." No, if you're doing healing in sleep, then make sure it's a service, or that's just what I heard somebody say about Master Hector, or I heard Master Hector say that. So again, if I'm misquoting, I'm really sorry, but this is what I understand. So yeah, on certain days, if you have a lot of energy, you can you can just bless your wishes, you can read. I mean, why struggle with insomnia is what I'm trying to say. And let's say, for example, that our schedule is a 2 a.m. sleeping and whatever time, 10 o'clock waking up. I'm not saying it's a great schedule, but what I'm saying is that just accept it. No, that's me. The day I need to change, I'll change. But for now, I'm going to use my time properly. So if you are the ones who sleep at 2 a.m., don't start struggling with yourself from like 10 o'clock to 2 a.m. Oh, I can't sleep. Oh, I can't sleep, tossing and turning and wasting your time. Just plan what you're going to do. Okay, so you had dinner at 10 maybe, and now you can't sleep till 2 o'clock. Plan it. Why should you spend your time just, browsing the web because you can't sleep? That's not a good excuse, right? You have 4 good hours. Just do something with it. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, chanting of mantras. So someone's asking, thank you, Dr. Ashray. Someone's asking, can we chant mantras to help us to sleep? Yes, you can. So there are multiple mantras available. One of the ones that I use is Om Namah Shivaya Om. by Master Choa. Then there is Om Shanti 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 Om, which is also considered to help people to sleep. And then there's also just the simple, Om chanting or Om Mani Padme Hum. Now, one topic that I would like to cover is that if you're not able to sleep because you're worried, then perhaps Om Mani Padme Hum is a good mantra to use. Because what Om Mani Padme Hum does is that it changes the quality of the energy. So it's like, I have worry energy, and then Om Mani Padme Hum converts that into a different kind of energy which my body can use. Okay, so there is the use of mantras as well. And a lot of people do the Lord's Prayer before they sleep. So you can acquire a copy of the Lord's Prayer and you can do that before you sleep. That really helps also. Yes. Okay, someone's saying that a healer charged me a hefty amount even when I wasn't aware that she was healing me. I don't understand that. I mean, you must have had some conversation. That's really not part of the insomnia topic, so I apologize. Okay, what else? Yeah, so as I was saying, if you're not able to sleep, firstly, be nice to yourself. Just accept it. I'm not able to sleep. I sleep at 2 a.m. Okay, fine. So what am I going to do till 2 a.m.? For those of us who are homemakers, maybe 2 a.m. is a good time to just look up new recipes for your family. Like, why? All I'm trying to say is, like, don't waste your time. If you are not able to sleep, use your time somehow. And then if you want to change your schedule, then just slowly start to, 15 minutes earlier, 15 minutes earlier. Just do it in 15-minute cycles. It'll happen. Okay. Because if you just force yourself and drive yourself crazy, then you'll just be tired thinking of the fact that you can't sleep. Right. And the more you think, remember, the more we think of something, the more we energize it. So if I keep saying, I can't sleep, I can't sleep, I can't sleep, I can't sleep, then I'm energizing the thought that I can't sleep. Instead of that, maybe I can just be like, okay, I'm going to relax. You can do shavasana in bed. You can just lie down. You can be aware of your chakras. Those of us who know how to do pranic healing, you can just lie down in bed and you can visualize yourself doing, healing on yourself. And just have a salt water bowl in your bathroom and just throw the dirty energy there, and that's it. Very soon you'll find yourself sleeping. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. And with that, we will continue with the next program. So one more question is, can we do forgiveness and great invocation before sleeping? Will it over energize us? Everyone is different. So just try it for yourself. I know a lot of people who do the great invocation at night and they sleep like a baby. In fact, they say it helps them to overcome insomnia. So I think it just depends on different people. So you can try different techniques. If you're not sleeping because you're angry with someone, then perhaps forgiveness is a good idea. It will help you to calm down. Okay. So all the tools of pranic healing are available, and you can use them as and when is important for you. Having a schedule is good, but let's not be so rigid that we don't use a technique because it's night or because it's day or because it's this or because it's that. Because as far as I know, Master didn't say any of these things. There are general practices, and like I'm also sharing with you what I do, but that's not necessarily important that it works for you. You need to figure out what works for you. Okay, we are all individuals. Let's be aware that we are the soul. We are different from each other. There's very few, two people in the world. If you find one duplicate of yourself, that's quite a lot, right? So how can we expect that my schedule is going to work for him and for him and for him and for him or for her? It's not going to work, right? So just be aware. And one thing that I found very useful, of course, is to write down my sleeping time and my waking time and to track it with the moon and just try to see if there's a relationship that should keep you busy. So all I'm saying is, if you can't sleep, do something fun. Okay. Okay. Let's keep our hands raised in high in blessing position. If you haven't written your wishes, that's okay. You can write them later. Or if you're not able to sleep and there is a wish that you're working on, let's say, for example, there is a important meeting or there's a client or there's a contract. So instead of worrying about it, what you can do is, again, you can bless it. So visualize the client or the contract in front of you and just release the excess energy. So what we are basically doing is we are converting all our worry energy into positive energy, and we're sending it to someone with love, with light, and with power. So we've blessed our financial targets, relationship targets, health target, and our spiritual targets. Let's also use the excess energy to bless Mother Earth with freedom from the coronavirus. Let's also bless the entire planet such that the teachings of Master Choa may spread rapidly and properly, so that the Twin Hearts meditation, which can help us with our prosperity goals, relationship goals, and our spiritual goals, and of course our health goals, spreads rapidly and properly to every person who is ready for it. Let's put our hands down. There's one more small little practice that we'll do. So let's say, for example, we are not able to sleep and neither do we have the energy to do something, right? So in that case, do something is not going to work because we don't have the energy to do anything. So for that, we're going to do some breathing. Okay, so let's practice it together. So if you like, you can close your eyes, you can keep them open. Just inhale slowly. Be aware of your entire body. Hold your breath and exhale. Exhale gently and slowly. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Now you can continue doing this for a few minutes. In case you're not able to sleep. Now, the beauty of this technique is that if you're not able to sleep because of tiredness, then it will recharge you. And if you're not able to sleep because you're too tired or you have too much energy, then it'll find a way to use the energy whereby you will be able to sleep. So personally, for me, this is what we call pranic breathing. And we teach 3 types of pranic breathing in the basic pranic healing workshop. You can use any of them if you've done the workshop. If you've not, you can just do inhale, hold, exhale, hold, and do it for like a couple of minutes, maybe 10-15 cycles. And what this will do is this will help your aura to become stable. And like I said, if you're over energized or under energized, it will do some balancing. Okay. Okay. So with that, we will end. If you have children who are not able to sleep at night, again, you need to check their schedule. Is it that they're not able to sleep because, you're feeding them too late, or they're having, other kind of insomnia problems? There's something you'll have to investigate on a one-to-one level, but they can just do pranic breathing. And children are permitted to do Twin Hearts meditation under supervision. Yeah, Ipshita, you have a question? So thank you, everyone. I hope that was useful. If you have any other topics that you want us to work on, you can inform us via the chat or on YouTube or by our phone number, and we'll try and do what we can. Okay. And for those of us who would like to introduce this topic to other people, sometimes we can't tell our friends directly. So you can just share the YouTube video, and you can also subscribe so that you'll get information every time we post a new video. Okay. So I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you soon. Bye.